Think frozen vegetables are second best? In the case for choosing frozen vegetables over fresh at the store, we'll show you why frozen options often beat fresh on nutrition, cost, and convenience. We'll break down the fresh vegetable transport reality, how freezing preserves nutrients, and how portion-controlled bags help with waste and budgeting. You'll also learn about year-round availability, storage benefits, and the environmental impact of your choices, so you can feed your family smarter. By the end, you'll see how freezing can be a practical, reliable ally in your kitchen. 1. Nutritional advantages that might shock you. The evidence actually suggests that freezing can preserve nutrient value, and that the nutritional content of fresh and frozen produce is remarkably similar. What's fascinating is that fruits and vegetables destined for freezing are generally picked at peak ripeness when they're most nutritious, then often processed within just a few hours of harvesting. This timing advantage can actually make frozen vegetables more nutrient-dense than fresh ones that traveled thousands of miles to reach your grocery store. Scientists haven't found large nutritional differences between fresh and frozen vegetables, and in fact, vitamin content was sometimes higher in frozen foods. Take broccoli, for instance. Frozen broccoli was found to have more riboflavin than fresh broccoli. When you consider that frozen peas or spinach may have more vitamin C than supermarket-bought fresh varieties that have been stored at home for several days, the picture becomes even clearer. 2. The fresh vegetable transport reality. Here's something that might surprise you about those fresh vegetables at the store. Most fresh fruits and vegetables are picked before they are ripe to allow time for full ripening during transportation, but this gives them less time to develop their full range of vitamins, minerals, and natural antioxidants. The journey can be extensive in the U.S. Fruits and vegetables may spend anywhere from 3 days to several weeks in transit before arriving at a distribution center. Sometimes fresh vegetables you buy in the grocery store have traveled from a very long distance, and after they get picked, packed and transported over the course of several days, they lose some of their nutrients. Meanwhile, frozen vegetables are picked and frozen within hours of being harvested, so they retain a lot more of their nutrition that way. It's like comparing a freshly pressed juice to one that's been sitting in your fridge for a week. 3. Your wallet will thank you. Money talks, and frozen vegetables often speak loudly to budget-conscious shoppers. Frozen vegetables are generally more affordable than their fresh counterparts, with frozen options costing around half as much per pound in some cases. For example, frozen cauliflower averages $1.68 per pound compared to $3.13 per pound for fresh cauliflower florets. This price difference isn't just a minor savings, it can add up to hundreds of dollars per year for families. Buying frozen vegetables is typically cheaper than buying them fresh, and what's more, some veggies are just as tasty and nutritious when frozen as they are when fresh. Even when comparing specific items, fresh corn costs $1.50 per cup equivalent compared to frozen corn at 64 cents, and fresh spinach costs $1.77 compared to frozen spinach at $1.10. These aren't small differences, they're substantial savings that can help families eat healthier without breaking their budgets. 4. Fighting food waste like a champion. Food waste is a massive problem that frozen vegetables help solve in ways you might not expect. Research shows purchased fresh foods have a 6-fold greater food waste compared to purchased frozen food in a survey of 2,800 Austrian households, with previous UK research demonstrating a 47% food waste reduction for frozen foods compared to fresh foods. This isn't just about saving money, it's about being environmentally responsible. 83% of consumers reported that frozen fruits and vegetables help them reduce food waste and save money due to key attributes like longer shelf life and the ability to only prepare what you need. Think about it, when was the last time you threw away a bag of frozen peas because they went bad? With almost 40% of all food in the United States going uneaten, 2 new studies reveal that consumers turn to frozen food to help reduce their food waste footprint at home. 5. Convenience that actually makes sense. Let's be honest about our busy lives. Among more than 1,500 consumers surveyed, the majority, 86%, agreed that having frozen fruits and vegetables makes it easier to eat more produce. There's something liberating about knowing you can grab exactly what you need from your freezer without worrying about whether those vegetables are still good or if you need to use them immediately before they spoil. Pre-washed, pre-cut frozen vegetables eliminate the time-consuming prep work that often discourages people from cooking at home. Additionally, 76% of respondents agreed that frozen fruits and vegetables help them eat produce that they otherwise may not know how to prepare. It's like having a sous chef who's already done all the tedious work for you. 6. Seasonal availability year-round. Seasonal eating sounds romantic in theory, but the reality is that we want variety throughout the year. Frozen vegetables maintain year-round access to out-of-season fruits and vegetables, which means you can enjoy summer corn in January or spring asparagus in November without paying premium out-of-season prices. This access helps maintain dietary diversity when fresh options are limited or extremely expensive. By freezing fruits and vegetables at their peak, frozen food ensures year-round access to seasonal produce, which not only addresses the challenge of seasonal scarcity but also distributes the demand for specific items more evenly throughout the year. This system actually makes more environmental sense than shipping fresh produce thousands of miles during off-seasons. 7. The processing advantage. After vegetables are harvested at peak ripeness, most go through a quick process called blanching, involving a brief dip in boiling water that helps maintain quality and stops enzymes from affecting their flavor, texture, and color. Far from being a disadvantage, this processing step actually helps preserve what makes vegetables nutritious and delicious. Blanching also helps remove dirt and germs that may be on the vegetables' skins, and after blanching, manufacturers immediately freeze the vegetables, which locks in the levels of nutrients. This controlled processing environment often results in cleaner, safer vegetables than fresh ones that may have been handled multiple times during transport and display. 8. Storage and shelf life benefits. The math on shelf life is simple but powerful. The most pronounced advantage of frozen food lies in its ability to extend shelf life, providing a crucial buffer against premature spoilage by freezing food at its peak freshness and arresting the natural deterioration process. While fresh vegetables might last a few days to a week in your refrigerator, frozen vegetables can maintain quality for months. Frozen foods remain safe indefinitely, though quality is best maintained when used within recommended timeframes. This extended shelf life means you can stock up when prices are good, reduce shopping trips, and always have healthy options available. It's like having a personal produce section that never goes bad. 9. Portion control made easy. In a world where portion sizes are often challenging to gauge, frozen food provides a structured approach where individuals or families can thaw and prepare exactly what they need, minimizing food waste at the consumer level and aligning with the broader goal of reducing waste while promoting responsible consumption. This portion control aspect is often overlooked but incredibly valuable for meal planning and budget management. Many frozen vegetable packages come with serving size guidelines or are pre-portioned, making it easier to plan meals accurately. Pre-packaged portions in frozen food offerings empower consumers with precise control over the amount they use, minimizing overpreparation and consequently the likelihood of excess perishables going unused. This precision eliminates the guesswork that often leads to waste. 10. Quality consistency. You can count on freshness and quality at the time of freezing affect the condition of frozen foods, and if frozen at peak quality, thawed foods emerge tasting better than foods frozen near the end of their useful life. Commercial frozen vegetable producers have perfected timing and techniques to ensure consistent quality that many home gardeners would envy. Unlike fresh vegetables, which can vary dramatically in quality depending on when they were picked, how they were stored, and how long they've been sitting on shelves, frozen vegetables offer predictable quality. You know that bag of frozen broccoli will taste the same whether you buy it in January or July, providing reliability that fresh vegetables simply can't match consistently. 11. Environmental impact considerations. The environmental equation for frozen versus fresh vegetables is more complex than it appears on the surface. An estimated 1/3 of all food produced in the world goes to waste, equal to about 1.3 billion tons of fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, seafood, and grains. And when we waste food, we also waste all the energy and water it takes to grow, harvest, transport, and package it. Frozen vegetables' extended shelf life directly addresses this massive waste problem. While freezing does require energy, the reduced transportation urgency, decreased spoilage rates, and elimination of waste often offset this energy use. About 6%–8% of all human-caused greenhouse gas emissions could be reduced if we stop wasting food, making frozen vegetables' role in waste reduction an important environmental benefit that shouldn't be underestimated. 12. Making the smart choice for your family. The evidence overwhelmingly supports frozen vegetables as a smart choice for modern families. Despite the lower cost, frozen vegetables can be just as nutritious as fresh, with studies showing that both forms contain similar amounts of vitamins and minerals, and the freezing process locks in nutrients, allowing frozen produce to maintain its nutritional value over time, making this combination of affordability and nutrition a practical option for increasing vegetable consumption without breaking the bank. More than 99% of American households purchase frozen foods because they offer benefits such as freshness, nutrition, safety, convenience, and affordability. The choice between fresh and frozen vegetables doesn't have to be an either-or decision, but understanding the advantages of frozen options can help you make more informed choices that benefit your health, wallet, and the environment. Next time you're at the grocery store, take a longer look at that freezer aisle. It might just change how you think about vegetables altogether.